Hello, folks. We're going to continue on with our week 6 um, working with symbols and patterns. And we're going to start with creating a pattern using our own image. We did a lot of symbols earlier, but it's going to be a pattern using our own image. And I provided you with a leaf image in this week's JetNet, so you can use that one, of course. But let's start off with creating a new file. Remember some of your old files and where they're located on your desktop. You want to submit all of those for exercise 1 within one compressed folder in the end for your submission link. Okay, so you can go ahead and you can call this pattern I guess we'll just call it pattern own, and then we'll say okay, let everything else default. Perfect. Okay, and then we want to place a file to use as the source image for the tracing. So that's where I gave you that leaf that you should have downloaded. So go to JetNet if you haven't already and download that leaf image. We're going to go ahead and place that in. File, place. And I'm checking it out right now. Let's see, leaf. Go ahead and place it in. And I got this leaf image from a new awesome stock site called Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S. It's a stock site. It's free images, and that is fantastic. So if it places in as large as mine does right now, you can do one of several things. You can keep doing what I'm doing, shrinking the image, or you can double click to scale 50%, and it will scale a lot smaller. So get it to a point. I'm going to do it one more time. Keep it at 50. Keep it to a point where you like the size of it. I won't count you down for making those judgments. And we'll have that image posted here. Now notice that this is not a vector image. This is a pixel-based image, and that should start making you feel much more comfortable with the differences between Photoshop and Illustrator at this point. So next we want to do is select the source image and do one of the following. Trace the image using the tracing preset. We've done that in the last video. We're going to try that again. And I like to go with low fidelity photo. You can go with 16 colors, low fidelity photo. We'll see how that works. It's telling us that the tracing might proceed slowly. We'll give it a try anyway. Say okay. And it does several things to make the tracing happen accurately. Give it a moment here. See what it looks like when it traces. Okay, and now we're going to expand. And you can see that you've got several paths now. And go into your direct selection tool, and I like to do that invisible box select to get rid of the background. And then I like to invisible box select and do an object. It's already grouped. It's saying it's already grouped, so that's good. So no background. You can tell that by hovering over the scratch board. Okay, and so now we have our leaf. We want to make sure we select the source image, and we're going to use the control panel to adjust the results of the tracing like we did, and then we're going to go choose object pattern make. Okay, so these dialog boxes open as they did in the last video that I presented, and an information dialog box opens as well. Let's go ahead and click OK to close the informational dialog box. And then we get our several different leaves, I guess in this case. So you can see the tiling across the artboard according to the default settings. In the pattern options panel, adjust the tile type, number of copies, and other options. So I don't like that many copies. I'll do 3. The tile type, I'm going to do a brick by row. And then overlap. Move tile with art, size tile to art. Lots of different things you can do. And then of course you want to name it. We'll just do leaves. Okay, and then when you finish, go ahead and click the Save a Copy button in the upper left corner of the document window. That's up here, Save a Copy. And then of course, leaves. We'll name it leaves. Go ahead and say okay. This is our name already, leaves 2. Say okay. All right, so now we have 2 different ones, the new pattern. So we see the single layer of leaf in the swatches, and then we see the leaves 2 in the swatches panel as well. Give the new pattern a name and click OK, and then click the Done button or exit the pattern editing mode, which we will do. That's great. And select and delete the original object on the artboard. Select it, delete it. Drag the new pattern from the swatches panel onto the artboard and then save the document. Silvalis. There you go. And you can see there are some things. It was quite big when we were adjusting it. You can go back in and edit it just by clicking the double click right on the pattern. Lots of different options to edit the pattern as well as the symbols, like we showed before. Looks like my computer might be lagging a little. Trying to draw all the paths of this leaf since we did the low fidelity photo image trace. Once it does finally get into that editing mode, you can adjust it as needed to, fit the tile to the artwork. So that's also an option. So you can go ahead and exit out of editing mode again, and then we're going to go ahead and save the document. Okay, so go ahead and do a file, save as, pattern own, pattern own, save, and then we're going to go into a new file after you save, file new, and I'm going to name this graphic style and let everything default, but of course I prefer working in inches. Okay. To create a graphic style from scratch, we're going to add a block of text and then apply any combination of appearance attributes, including fills and strokes, effects, and transparency settings. So let's go ahead and go to your text tool. And we are going to type in graphic. I'm going to blow that up quite big here. Center justify it. Change the fill and the color. I'm going to give it a stroke. I'm going to do a pretty dark to black stroke. And then we'll bump up that stroke just about like this. The stroke panel, I'm going to open it up. I want my joins in the corner to be rounded. or beveled. It's up to you. Choose mine rounded. Okay, there you have it. Next, I'm going to I'm going to open up my appearance panel. If you don't already see it, you want to make sure that it's in the forefront. And then you can see that NewArt has a basic appearance. Here are some of the effects that you can apply to it. A lot of these need to be, one of the things, the only way you can do any of this is if you take it and you go to type, create outlines, and make art out of it. Then you can go back into your effects and you notice that all of this, I'm going to extrude it. You know, it gives you a much different look. You can bevel. I'll just do classic, plastic shading, and you can say preview to see how that might look. It's looking a little, the height is a little much. Might do 3. And then say okay. My stroke is a little strange, so I'm changing the color of my stroke so that it's a little more viewable, and also the weight. Okay, and so graphic styles, actually, you can add graphic styles easily by making sure it's selected, and you can click down here, go up into the menu and do new graphic style, and then say okay. Takes a minute or so, and then once you're ready, however you want to display that, you can use text for preview or use square for preview. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to, we can also apply this graphic style to a second block of text. Select the text and apply a rough style. So, you know, you can just go ahead and create some text. Test. And then select the text and once you select it, you can do that quickly here. And of course it's black because that is the color we wanted it to be. But you can change the color easily, as you can tell. So that's another way to quickly adjust the graphic style of your text, which is pretty fancy. You can duplicate, edit, or delete a style using options from the graphic style menu. You can add the graphic styles you want to the graphic styles panel and delete any graphic styles you don't want. You can save a library. You can choose Save Graphic Style Library from the Graphic Styles panel, and that would be located up here. Open graphics, Save Graphic Style Library, Graphic Style Text Test, save, and then you know you have that for future options, future open, and then it's under user defined graphic style text. Okay, and then that's going to be it for creating graphic styles. This should be fun, especially as you work in logos in this class. See you in the next video.